This is my audience of 5. This is my note card.
And we're going to start recording. Every year in America, over 42,000 people commit suicide. The percent of those people who are in college grows every passing year, with 1 in 12 college students having a plan to commit suicide at some point in their college career. So today I'm going to explain why student government should increase funding for the Care and Wellness Center so that students can attain the proper mental health care that they need. Now, I was a liaison for the Student Health Care Center when I basically saw students and asked them what they needed so that I could set them up on their appointments. And a very large amount of students were hoping to get one-on-one counseling sessions, but they couldn't. They were either referred to group therapy or told that there was a month waiting. So I've seen firsthand just how many students need these help. So first, I'm going to explain how widespread the impact of mental health illnesses are on campus. Then I'm going to say how much an impact funding would make on the students that are struggling right now, and what would happen if student government didn't do anything. Okay, so the problem is that college students these days are facing levels of stress that are higher than anybody has seen in previous generations. According to the Association of American Psychology, 41.6% of students report anxiety and 36.4% of students report depression linked to that anxiety. 95% of college counselors have directors say that the number of students with significant psychotherapy issues has risen in the recent years, and 70% say that the number of students seeking help has also gone up exponentially in the last year alone. Now, therapy was something that I always had as a tool in my life to manage stress and anxiety, and I was really hoping to continue that in college. But when I got here, I got that same thing at the counseling center with, we don't really have enough counselors right now to see you. You can either see someone off campus, or you can wait, or you can do group therapy. And being a freshman with no car, who didn't know how to get around Gainesville, I kind of just put it off and said that I would be okay without it, and that led to really one of the worst semesters of my life. Oh wait. So with 70% of directors saying that the number of students with psychological problems on their campus has increased in the past year, if nothing is done, there's just going to be more and more of these students getting turned away. So if so many students need help, and the reason that they can't get help is because there's no counselors to see them, it seems like funding would be the most simple way. So students that are 18 to 24 years old show the lowest rate of help seeking because they feel their options aren't accessible. Like I said, that could mean being a freshman on campus, not having a car to get around, or being on a college campus and not having anybody that can come see you. So I would really like to see student government put more money towards the counseling center. The Active Minds Foundation ran this study that came up with the numbers. And once student government saw it, they kind of realized that it is a growing issue, but they still aren't fully into the funding. And one reason that they said they weren't completely down with the funding is because it would raise student fees. And I know that's an issue for a lot of students. But once the math was done, it would only be 8 cents per student per semester. That will add up to around $15 your whole 4 years here for your tuition. So it really isn't that bad of a deal. So with 80 to 90% of college students who die by suicide because they weren't receiving help from their college counselors or somebody else, there's obviously something that needs to change. The demand for mental health services and support on college communities is expected to increase in the next several years, which was found out by a study from the American Psychology Association. If we continue to ignore these mental health of our students, then it's estimated that students who need help won't be able to receive jobs because they'll have low GPAs, which will eventually lead to them dropping out. Students are more likely to tell a friend before they even tell somebody in person. So the feelings of being mentally ill, if you can't seek help, then maybe you can help your friend. So to wrap all this up, student government clearly needs to do something to increase funding. If they don't, students will be left with feelings of hopelessness, depression, and anxiety. And suicide is the second leading cause of death for college students, and it's horrible because it's 100% preventable. As someone who's heavily involved in the mental health community, we need to take a stand against this silent killer, and that starts with people getting help through mental health and counseling centers. Thank you.